Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, and welcome to this practice exam conducted by American Language Center. My name is Tarek, and I'm your practice examiner. These questions have been designed to simulate the IELTS speaking test. So let's begin. What's your full name?
My full name is Mikey Moana Maya D. Tubil.
Okay, so what shall I call you?
You can call me Mikey, Moana, or Maya, depending on the three, but I prefer Moana.
Moana. Okay. So Moana, where are you from?
I'm from Dumaguete City, Philippines.
Okay. At the beginning of the IELTS test, you would be required to provide a passport or an ID, but at this just a practice test. You don't need to provide any passport or ID. Now, in the first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about your hometown. And where is your hometown?
Okay. My hometown is in Negros Oriental. It's under the foot of the mountain, and it's like a trading point between the mountain and the city people. That's it.
Okay, so how has your hometown changed over the past years?
Over the past years, it has developed so much better transportation, such as metro, which has really improved, and the overall accessibility of the city. There have been also measures undertaken to reduce pollution and crowds. So those problems have slightly improved. Improvements are still being made to the education system as well. But overall, those things are what I've seen have changed in my hometown.
Okay, so what kind of jobs do the people in your hometown do?
The the kind of jobs that people in my hometown do: farming, trading, crafting, and they like taking care of animals, chickens and cows and goats and planting. Those are the things
Hmm.
that makes them busy.
Okay, so what is your hometown famous for?
My hometown is famous for its weather. In the Philippines, we have a famous location, famous tourist destination in the whole wide world. It's called Baguio, where it's very cold despite any weather. And in my hometown, it's called Little Baguio. That's what it's famous for, the weather.
Okay, so this is the end of part 1. Let's move on to part 2. In this part, I'm going to give you a topic and I would like you to talk about for 1 or 2 minutes. And before you talk, you have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. So you can take notes if you wish. You can see the topic on the screen, and I would like to describe an advertisement that persuaded you to buy a product. From now, your time starts. Okay, I guess you are done. Remember, you have 1 or 2 minutes for this. So don't worry if I stop you. I will tell you when the time is up. Would you please start now?
There have been a few different instances in which an advertisement has convinced me to buy something. Most recently, it was an ad I saw this morning on my way to coffee shop. When I was driving this morning, I passed by an advertisement on a sign, like a small poster. The sign showed some scrambled eggs pictured next to two delicious looking pieces of toast and a steaming hot cup of coffee. As soon as I saw it, I immediately felt a growl in my stomach and I realized that I was quite hungry. Curious what the sign was promoting, I looked below the picture of the breakfast and saw that the coffee shop nearby was giving away a free cup of coffee with every breakfast order. So, the next thing I did was walk into the coffee shop and order the breakfast from the picture to go. I think that the ad was especially effective in convincing me to spend money for two reasons. The first is that the picture made the food look very appetizing, which appealed to me a lot since I was hungry. Secondly, the promotion being advertised was actually a good deal and allowed me to save money on a cup of coffee, which I would still have bought otherwise. That advertisement was really well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's move on to part 3. And I have several questions in this part. Okay. What are the popular types of advertising in today's world?
There are many popular ways companies can choose to advertise. In today's world, the top three advertisement types are probably internet ads, TV ads, and signs. Internet ads are obviously popular because they are cheap, yet they are highly effective and can be targeted to the customer based on their online habits. On the other hand, TV ads are probably equally as popular because although they are more expensive, they will be viewed by a large number of people watching TV. Lastly, signs are popular to use for ads because they can be put into specific places where potential customers might see them, like department stores. So, those are some of the most popular ways to advertise.
Okay. Do you think advertising influences what people buy?
Yes, definitely. If there were no advertising and you went to a shop, then you would just buy whatever you wanted. Your choice might be based on what others have told you, what the brand looks like, or depending on the product, what it says on the label. Advertising builds up a brand, and people then trust a certain thing because they have seen it on a television or elsewhere. Also, there's so much advertising around us that it must influence us. You can't escape it, as it's fed to us constantly in our daily lives. Not only in magazines, radio, and television, but also on billboards, on TVs installed on trains and platforms, even in schools and university. So, yes, advertising influences what we buy.
Okay, so is advertising really necessary in modern society?
It could be. It could be seen as necessary in terms of what the fact that, as I mentioned before, there are so many choices that we might need someone to guide us in what to buy or to give us some extra information about products. Without this, it would be difficult to know where to start. However, that said, I'm not sure what I would regard it as necessary, as overall, I think it may do more harm than good. As we just discussed, advertising encourages people to buy things they might not need. We live in a customer society. We live in a consumer society, and many people are in debt because we are encouraged to buy and buy and buy. And I'm sure advertising plays a major role in this. Without advertising, we could just do our own research and decide what we really need. So, no, I would not say that advertising is necessary in modern society.
Okay, so let's move on from types of advertising to the impact of advertising on children. Okay, so how does advertising influence children?
It seems to me that advertising can affect kids in a few different ways. First of all, advertisements can mislead and confuse children by exaggerating the effects a product can have. Like how a makeup ads try to convince people that their eyelashes will grow if they use a particular brand of mascara. Secondly, ads can affect children's self-image and self-esteem by causing them to think that they need to be like the people in the ads, who are often misrepresentations of real people. Impressionable children who see ads may get the wrong idea about some things. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay, thank you, Moana. Thank you so much. This is the end of our speaking test. Thank you so much for joining with us.
Thank you.